Hey folks, Cody here, back with another beginner-friendly bluegrass guitar lesson. I went to school for bluegrass music at East Tennessee State University's Bluegrass and Old Time Country Music program up there in Johnson City, Tennessee. Then spent years of my life traveling around the world as an educator. On this channel, I am breaking down beginner bluegrass guitar concepts, licks, exercises, songs, things like that. Nice and easy, that way you don't get overwhelmed. You get those successes that you need to keep going and really become a flat picker. So if you want to get your bluegrass guitar journey out on the right foot, if you want to spend more time playing and maybe less time scrolling, just subscribe here down below. And for this lesson, I'm going to give you an analogy. We have to think of bluegrass music, actually all music, like a language, okay? Now, the device that we use to speak the language changes, right? We can do it on a flute, we can do it on a banjo. In this case, we're using an acoustic guitar, okay? Now, we can think of the fretboard as like the keyboard that we're using to type out that text message on, okay? Now, depending on the context of what we're doing when we are typing that message, we might use different approaches, all right? So for a lot of us, we're just going to go like that. Maybe you're eating lunch and you've got it flat on the table, your phone, and then you're eating and you're poking at it with your finger. If you're doing something super illegal and you're texting and driving, you might just be using one thumb. Right? So the goal of this lick and exercise is not so much like where do we play this in a song. We'll get there eventually, but first we have to train our fingers into being able to play these notes and playing them cleanly, and that comes with repetition. And so what's happening is like you're going to train these little muscles in your fingers to know exactly where they need to go, how hard they need to press down on that fretboard to get this clean sound, okay? Another just important element here is we have to integrate our mind into all of this, okay? Now what I mean by that is that when you're sending that text message on your phone, right, it is not really your fingers that are communicating that language, right? They're helping you, but what's actually happening is like what's inside of your head is communicating that language, okay? So as you are learning here, just remember that you've got to stack this information, like from my lessons to each lesson. Remember what I'm teaching you in one and the other, and just make sure that you're always constantly reminding yourself of these building blocks, all right? Okay, the first way we're going to approach this is from this G chord here, and this is the default G chord that I play. I know that a lot of bluegrass players will come at it differently, or it just depends on the context. Again, it's an important element in this style of music. But where I'm going to start this lick is I'm going to start it here with my middle finger, okay? And the lick is on the G string. We start on the G string, 3rd fret. So we're going 3, 2, open. All right, 3, 2, open. Okay, then we're going open on our D string, 2nd fret, open. So we're going. All right, and then we're doing a G run here. Again, if you're unfamiliar with the G run, grab the mini lesson down in the description. It'll help you out. All right, so we're going open on our A string, and then we're sliding from our 1st fret to the 2nd fret. One of the most important slides in all of bluegrass music. All right, so up until that point, from my 3rd finger, from my ring finger here. Okay, open on the D string. And then we're doing pull off on that D string to that open G, which is the last part of that G run, which I just mentioned, okay? So again, coming from this G chord, I'm just dropping that middle finger down, and that's the approach here, right? If you were playing this and you wanted to integrate that quick lick, that is one possible way that you could do it, all right? It's probably not actually the way that I would do it, but that's not the purpose. The purpose here is that we are just training our ears to hear how these bluegrass intervals sound. And this is important, especially up here where we're playing just generally on the fretboard, is because there's a whole lot of bluegrass music that just takes place like on the first 4 frets, all right? So it's great because as we're learning this, like you can advance down the neck, but you can totally get away with not doing that at all right? So that would be the first way. The second way would be coming out of that G chord there. Okay, now in this case, I'm just going to play the same lick, but I'm going to start it now with my ring finger, all right? So it would look like this if I'm coming from this style of G chord. All right? All right. Now, you're sitting there at home and like depending on what your G chord looks like or how you play it, one of those two is probably gonna be easier, all right? And just kind of lock that into your memory bank, right? It might feel more natural, it might sound better as you probably have to work at this, but whichever one that feels the best, you're gonna discover that you're gonna kind of develop your own style over time, all right? Remember, go as slow as you have to go. As you're watching me and you're learning through the visual learning here, make sure you're watching my pick and my wrist, okay? Big, big, big important factors in this style of music. But let me just play it one more time, nice and slow. Okay. Right. Now, the last way we're going to approach it would be coming from, like if we were down here in this position. A lot of times you're going to see bluegrass flat pickers go crazy up and down the neck. Well, let me just point out something to you. We're a lot of times working between like our home bases being over these frets, which means like we're going to play the lick without our fingers really moving from those frets, and then we can do it as well as here, and then right here, which is where we're going to focus here for this next bit, all right? So this entire part of the exercise, the beautiful thing is we're just using our pointer finger, all right? Just our pointer finger. We're gonna do all of this with that finger, so we're getting a pointer finger, it's like pointer finger Olympics here, okay? Okay, I'm gonna play it without my fingers in the way here so you see how it looks. That's so hard, like there's such a, like, that helps so much to have my fingers there, but okay, and then there's how it looks, and I'm resolving on that G, okay? So again, the same lick, we're just integrating different fingers into it. So I really think that a lot of teachers online don't approach bluegrass music very well. I think they overcomplicate things, overwhelm you, and what that in turn does is you go to play the tab, or you go to learn the lesson, or you go to learn the song, and you become easily frustrated. And without having initial successes when you're learning guitar, or if you're learning any skill, right, that puts up a barrier. And that barrier and that hurdle is really hard to get over unless you approach it in a way that you can actually learn. Right? This is just like any other skill. You've got to go slow, you've got to be methodical in your approach, and bluegrass guitar is not the easiest thing in the world, and so we have to approach it in a way that makes it real easy for us. So if you'd like to keep learning with me with that approach in mind, check out my full bluegrass guitar, beginner bluegrass guitar course, Flatpick Foundations, below. I'm guiding you through nice and slowly. It's not meant to be overwhelming. It's meant to be an answer, actually, to all of the overwhelming content and the lessons you see online. I'm using my experience as both an educator and what I've learned throughout my school and my years of playing this music and just kind of trying to wrap my head around it, right? Because it wasn't easy for me, it still ain't. If I'm not practicing and repeating exactly what I talked about in this video here with you today, just kind of put my money where my mouth is, it ain't pretty when I go to play a live show. So if you'd like to start this journey and like be able to play in Flatpick and go show your friends and family and like post the videos online and get the feedback, and for me a big thing is just not spending as much time on a device, and the idea that this instrument's like unplugged is great. I don't even play the electric for that reason as much anymore, because I really just like to not have something wired or going on. So if you're into that, check out Flatpick Foundations below. It hasn't even been 3 months since the launch. We've already got, I think we're about at 100 students right now, all learning bluegrass. So grab it in there. We'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.